The past is more than what we leave behind.
Hello and welcome to Civilization VII. Civilization folks sent over an early key for me to show this thing off, so we're going to check out the game a little bit. We won't do a full playthrough here. We'll just kind of take a look at what we've got. I'll get a full playthrough here
We celebrate
soon enough.
our triumphs and bury our regrets. Every age has its secrets. In each layer of history, we can rediscover hope. A way to chart our future. Countless stories are carved into the Earth's strata. The lessons of one age augur the next. We must learn from our past. The future is waiting.
I figured today we can just kind of get an idea what we're looking at here. Since the Civ folks were kind enough to send me over a key to show off, so we're going to do that. So I thought what we'd do, we'll go through and we'll kind of look at the civilizations that are here, and I should say the rulers that are here, and the civilizations, and maybe get a couple turns in there. But mostly kind of get an idea what we're looking at. Anyway, this comes out February 11th, and I will have a full playthrough soon enough, just not starting yet. As soon as I can, I will get one in there. We'll go into a new game, though, and check it out and see what we can do. Now, I can show you all but a couple of these. But we'll go through and we'll see all the different leaders that we have. Now, those of you who have not seen anything on Civ 7 yet, there's a big emphasis on leaders, and leaders actually being separate from their nations. And also, as you go through the ages, your nation's going to change, and we'll get to that. So if we have Amina here, which Amina is who I played as when I first played this a few months ago. And I played as Amina and Rome, which is a little weird, but we'll get to that point. But one thing to notice here, as if we play as Amina, it'll unlock new nations as we get into the game. And I know a big deal that was going into this was like, it seems kind of weird that you're going to have different rulers with different nations. We have the same ruler, Ashoka, here with two different types. One with production, one with food. They unlock the same civ later on. A big thing was it's gonna be weird having Augustus playing as, the Aztecs. But it seems like, from what I understand, for the most part, you're gonna follow the same path. Franklin is going to Actually, I don't know what Franklin starts as. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll do Franklin. But most of the leaders seem to kind of, the civs seem to stick on the same sort of path as you go through the ages. There's 3 ages in the game, by the way. And each age is kind of almost like a separate game, sort of as it progresses through the game, separate stage through the game. There's Confucius, which is going to give us growth rate, science. Hatshepsut is here again. Good to see her back. What else we got down here? Machiavelli is here. And so also they kind of going away from like necessarily leaders, and they have folks like Lafayette to be your leader, not necessarily like kings and queens, although they're still there as well. Isabella unlocks Spain and Mexico in the exploration and modern age. So yeah, you got 3 ages here, and we'll see where those go in. And so for the most part, you're going to kind of stick with your same trail, but you can change if you want. It's kind of the idea. But ideally, I guess they sort of work together well. Like Tecumseh here, I suppose is supposed to work better with Shawnee, or with, yeah, the Shawnee America or Mexico. Also, and there's level unlocks. We'll see that as we get in here as well. And there's a couple different versions of Xerxes. There is a combat Xerxes and a trade Xerxes, just like we saw with, who was it up there? We saw someone up there. Oh yeah, Ashoka had that as well. And there's a Napoleon. Emperor Napoleon, and Revolutionary Napoleon. And then we've got the other Xerxes. So let's do, I don't know, we'll pick Franklin. I'm kind of curious what he leads into, so we'll choose Franklin.
A game of strategy is not idle amusement. Instead, we cultivate foresight, circumspection, and learn caution. Let us build a nation together, so that we may know how nations are built.
So we have an antiquity age, which Ben is clearly from, where Gilly's close. We have an exploration age, and then we have a modern age. Now, these are almost like 3 separate games. I've played the antiquity age. I've not played the exploration or modern age, but when I got to the end of the antiquity age, the game does not reset, but the game expands into the exploration age. This is when you start getting boats out. That's the age of exploration, obviously. Colonialism, that kind of thing. That's exploration age. So you conquer your continent, and then the world grows, and you go out into the world. I don't know what happens to modern age. We'll see that eventually. Okay, who's our civilization? So this is where things are a little different. So Ben Franklin here, apparently he drew influence from Greek ideas and Roman ideas. So we can be a Greek or Roman Ben Franklin. But we can be anybody. Now Franklin has his own traits that we saw before, and each civ has its own traits. And we'll go through the basic ones we have here. So we got Axum, we have apparently ships, trade ships. We have Egypt, production on rivers. They have different units, different great people, different buildings. Also the buildings all, every civ has its own different looking buildings as well. What would you do? Unlock Songhai, and you unlock the Abbasid Songhai. Greece will unlock, and there's hoplites. Of course, buildings are different. Norman, Spain, and Russia. And each one of these, like I kind of mentioned before, each civ definitely plays differently, depending on who you pick. And of course, it looks different as well. But they also need to, the idea is you have civ and leader, but kind of work together. They will work together better, ideally. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Maria gets, what, elephants? Fancy. There's also leaders in the game, and so you can not stack your units. Stacks of Doom is not a thing, but you can stack them onto leaders and then kind of move them across the map. Hawaii in the exploration age, Inca and Mexico, interesting. What was that leader? The Maya range unit, the Jaguar Slayer. We've got the Mississippian, Shanghai, or Shawnee, Hawaii, and Inca. There's Persia. So you can kind of see some of the texts that are civs that are going to be in there later on. And then we have Rome, which Rome apparently unlocks a lot of folks. We'll take a look at, we'll go with the Maya. Ben Franklin of the Maya. That just kind of rolls off the tongue. I did not mean to right click. Whoops. Right click goes back. And then our difficulties. We have all the way down from Scribe up, Governor, Viceroy, Sovereign, Immortal, and Deity. We'll stick with Governor. And the game speed, we can go with, I guess there's an online game speed. Quick, Standard, Epic, and Marathon. We'll just go with Standard. Quick. We'll go Standard, actually. And then the different map types. Now, I'm curious actually how this is going to work. We'll see once we get into a proper game. Because when I played before, and I played a little bit, I seem to start with, I was on continents. I start with my own continent, and that's the world. But as you go into the next age, the world grows, and there's more continents sort of show up. I'm assuming they're all kind of like that. But we'll stick with continents plus, because that sounds better. Standard, small, and tiny. What kind of advanced options do we have? So there's our age, which we, it's all the same stuff we saw before. Age length. Age length. Yeah, so, another thing, I don't know if I clarified this when I did my video before talking about this, and for those of you who haven't seen anything about this, so you've got 3 different ages, and you don't, like, age out on your own. You're all together. And so basically the whole world is kind of working towards this goal, the loose term goal, to advance to the next age. And between each age, there will be like a dark age type thing happening. When I played before, a bunch of barbarians popped out, and so the world kind of had this sort of crazy barbarian thing for like 10 turns or so. Once you survive that, then you go to the next age, and it's almost like the new game, like almost kind of a new game expands on the game that you're in now. We'll leave this as they are. We'll let whoever go in. The same early tribes. But let's pause the game and see what we can get into here. Now again, we won't play a full game here. I will do one here in about a week or so. I'll start up a full game, and we'll work our way through a full thing, and we'll hopefully get to victory, because that'd be kind of embarrassing if I lost.
A new banner unfurls, emblazoned with triumphal laurels. Rome seeks its champions.
Did I choose Rome? I thought I chose the Maya. Did I change? Whoops. You know what? Rome sounds good. And we get legions, legatus, basilica, and temples of Jupiter. Yeah, that's what I meant to pick. I thought I don't know. Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah, the history is built in layers. So, yeah, every game is multiple ages, 3 to be exact. And every age, you get a chance to choose a different civ. Well, I say a chance. You're going to choose a different civ with each age. And depending on how you play the game, your civ choices will change. There's legacy paths, which are like economic, cultural, scientific, and militaristic, which is sort of how you get to, this is your way to victory. And so what they kind of did here is, rather than like the game is decided in the first, 40 turns or whatever, each age is kind of its own win condition thing to try to encourage you to continue enjoying the game as you get late into the game. Because we've all played Civ, those of us that have. I really enjoy the early game, especially in the exploration age, and then I'm like, I've had enough. I'm ready for something new. Like, I knew the game is about, I know where the game's going. I'm ready for something new. They're trying to, get away from that. Welcome, Benjamin Franklin. A new vision come, the Roman people. Maybe the Maya, maybe the Roman. Okay, let's go build ourselves a city. So we get a little tutorial thing here, and we will found this city. And here, let's get a look at the map, see what we're looking at. This is my fog of war. We got coasts. We have rivers. We have navigable rivers now. We can hop on a boat and sail down the river. Any unit can do that. And you can see my tile resources here in here as well. Another thing different is our cities aren't like a set number of squares. As the town grows, we will select a new square to sort of claim, and the town will grow along with that. So, there we go. There's a Rome. Settlement generates production, and the production we will get... all right, I'll go through this. Let's choose some production. Let's make a scout, shall we? We can't make much of anything right now. Make a scout. Okay, choose next turn. All right. We can see this around the lands around us. We've got over here, we've got some silver. And we have some dyes over this way and gold in those hills. Continue. Let's go scout around, shall we? There he goes. It is a very pretty game. And then even, especially as you get into this, and you start having, like, if I'm Rome, my city will look very Roman as we play the game. Okay, let's get some tech. Okay, so let's view the tree. We're in agriculture right now. We can see where this goes. And as you will notice, this doesn't go very far. It's because this is only the age of antiquity. And so once we get into... We may not get all these techs. We may go through this thing and we may completely ignore irrigation. I'm not sure how we do that, but we may completely ignore irrigation and never get it. But irrigation gives us things like gardens and hanging gardens. There are chances for those kinds of things to show up later on, even without irrigation. Which sounds kind of weird to say, but that there's chances of getting buildings that you may not get. If you skip a tech, you might still get that advancement. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because of the way the age system works. Because some folks aren't going to be done with all of this by the time the age changes. So, let's get, for the sake of kind of exploring things, let's do some sailing so we can kind of see around the place. So research is going to take time. We got 8 turns for that. And there's my victory condition over there. Can we click on it right now? Yeah. So legacy paths is kind of where the game, where the victories come from. And so, like, culture, we've got culture here. And we can see as we do certain things, we'll get points. For instance, we want to come in here and we want to conquer some cities. Have 12 towns or cities in my empire, and I will get points. We can track those progress if we want. And we're trying to get to a golden age, I suppose, and it's going to give us points that will kind of build us into the military tree. And you can see what the bonuses are for that. There's a science one, there's an economic one, and each age is going to have its own version of this, and you can see where how everyone else is doing. When I played before, I played as Rome, and I went for the military, and I got it. I had the golden age and everything, and I was focused on military. Because why not? Go stomping around the place. Let's build a granary. Okay, so granary has to go somewhere. We need to put it in somewhere in one of these tiles, because that's what we own. So we will throw it down right there. That's probably a bad spot. That's fine. But there's my granary, which is getting built as we speak. And so we'll see here. My town should grow here in a minute. There it is. Okay, so now let's grow the city. So now, instead of, well, there's various ways it's happened in old Civ. We can grow and choose one of these tiles outside. So let's go, well, let's go grab, that will give me a farm. Okay. Let's grab that one and expand out that way. That's how our town sort of grows. As our town grows, the land grows. Let's go scout. There we go. Ooh, what is that? A mountainous grassland. Yeah, it's very grassy. And we found what? Some dates. And there's the Po River. Anything else we want? Here's the Civilopedia. We can take a look at some of this stuff. History built in layers. They were like really selling that to us when we were there. They're showing us the game. History built in layers. They are all about layers. And trying to emphasize that this is my town now, but whenever we shift to a new age, I'm going to get new buildings, which will basically not replace. Well, it does replace, but it'll grow my granary to level 2 or whatever, and replace my granary in something better. So all these techs or these buildings that I have right now, like this farm, will change. It'll behoove me to grow them and change them into something different and better. We found a stranger. Well, tell me more. No, okay. Independent power. Just some dude with a dog and some horsies. Another thing also is our the civs that we'll be allowed to choose when we advance depends on how we play. And I think a lot of that, I'm not entirely sure how a lot of that plays. I haven't really got to that point yet. Is going to depend on how we play, like whether we get like a militaristic victory or a militaristic legacy or that kind of thing, and also like what resources we have, from what I understand. So if we have a bunch of horses, then maybe we can lean into the Mongols. I'm not sure just how open that is. That is a question for later me when I play a full game of this. Let's grow my city. We got gold over here. We can kind of expand around that way. Picking this tile will give me a mine. This will give me a woodcutter. What do we want? I don't know. I think I'm going to go up here and get some gold. That's food, though. Food probably would be good. Especially this early in the game. Yeah. Expand over there. There we go. So now we can get ourselves some silver. We can go into the town, and eventually we'll get our way working that way. We have some camels. Increase the number of resources that can be assigned to a city by 2. Yeah, so we have like a limit of resources that each town can hold, as that says. So, like, for instance, like gold and stuff. Gold gives me gold, 20% gold towards purchasing buildings. Same thing for, silver is for units. Head on over this way. We can look at some of my stats over here. So here's my leader screen. There's old Ben. Do we have anything over here? We know these folks. And there's a new currency, basically, like a diplomatic currency, a diplomacy currency. Influence, that's the word for it. And we can use the influence to befriend folks. We can incite a raid. We can basically manipulate the minor powers and the major powers with influence. That's our diplomacy power. That's our talking power. If we want them to do something, we use our influence points that we gain through various things, building buildings and things, of course, and tech. We'll advance that. And so there's our independence. And we don't know anyone else. There's my leader abilities, which was what? I'm good at science, on production buildings in cities. I'm faster at building cities, and my science per age from active endeavors I start. I'm gonna have 2 endeavors. We'll see that eventually. There's my units: legions, legatus. The forum is a separate quarter, a separate building we can put in our place. But we have basilicas. We have temples of Jupiter as well. You can see what those do as well. And then, yeah, good segue. So I can level up my leader as we gain points. I can also level up my civ. And so that's almost like 2 separate entities, and we're trying to ideally work them together so that my leader and my civ work well together, you know. We found a campfire. Is that that's a goodie hut? Oh, they've changed those. Yeah, it's a goodie hut. That's a little cabin. I love the art style. Nice. I want to play a game in that little hex right there. Okay, let's walk on this hex. Okay, so now goodie huts have changed. Instead of just being like step on it and good things happen, or maybe bad things, we have a choice of what we want to do. So we can just enjoy the food, take 30 food to Rome, or we can study the curing process. We found some cured meat laying on the ground. Looks tasty. We can go study it and get some science, eat it for some food. I'm just going to eat it and get Rome to grow. That's fine. And Rome is going to grow. So we'll go ahead and grab probably this mine up here and expand out that way. When you direct people to live in rural tile, they can create a structure to work the land called an improvement. All right. So I can allow me to improve a gold resource. Resources grant bonuses. Keep. Got it. Get it. Which means we can now build nothing yet. Eventually. If we know what tech is, we can eventually get there.
The fair breeze blew, the white foam flew, the furrow followed free. We were the first that ever burst into that silent sea.
It's Gwendolyn Christie, by the way. Game of Thrones. Building my legacy. So there we go. So now we've got, hey, our advisors. I still miss those Civ 2 advisors. Can we get those folks back? They're probably kind of old, but that's fine. I still want them. So remember through our accomplishments and our paths they take through history. Some spread their accomplishments across a wide range. Others are devoted to a single cause. So, yeah, so you don't necessarily, like, if you're going to go for military victory, you don't necessarily have to go, well, if you're going to go military victory, you're going to go military, but you don't necessarily have to go military. If we say we do military in the Antiquity Age, and there's someone else that's very powerful that's probably going to beat me in military, I can shift in the next age over to like something else and maybe still get the win out, even though I'm not going to be able the best at military. Okay, thanks, advisor. Okay, age progress. There we go. So then the age is slowly growing, and it's not just me that is working on this. As we complete these legacy paths, it increases the time that this timer goes through, and when it hits 100%, then we have our not a golden age, but like I forget what it calls it. A crisis. Calls it a crisis. A crisis that happens for like I think it's like 10 turns or so, and something bad happens. Barbarian huts pop up. We got to defend against these barbarians. Once the barbarians are done for, or at least the time goes up, then we shift into the next stage. We choose a new empire. We keep our same guy. Old Ben's going to be an old guy. But we shift into the new age. We can get a fishing key. We can build ourselves a galley. I'm going to build a galley. This is not the ideal thing to do, but for the sake of sort of just seeing the map and seeing the game, you know. So we have civics now also that give us new social policies. There's like so many different trees. We've got our civ tree. We've like a civ advancement. We've got our leader advancement. We've got the civic advancement. We've got the whole thing with the age and the legacy points advancing. There's all these different trees that we can kind of focus on and split our interests. What kind of civic do we want? Select a civic to study below. We got Civis Romanus. Gives us a basilica. Temple of Jupiter, production towards military units. We got discipline, gives us the legatus, army commanders. I do want to show them the commanders off, so let's see if we can get ourselves a commander. Let's establish a government for some social policies. Add another tree to that list. It gives a set of choices during a celebration. We can have culture turns, culture and production, science and production, or food and production. I'm gonna go with a I never thought of a despotism as being something good. Training infantry units and science. Let's take the oligarchy for some food. I'm trying to make a big town so we can see that town grow. Under my new government, you may enact a social policy. All right. Choose my first social policy. I can be a charismatic leader, or I can be a tool maker. I'll take some tool making. Yeah. I'm gonna adapt my civilization strategies by swapping policies. Okay. All right, let's go expand on down here. We found some salt, and who's this guy? He's a scout. I guess he's the same folks. He's sitting on some jade. From Shingle Village. Right. Okay, we'll get that trireme out here soon enough. We're building a granary, which we'll have next turn. And then we'll keep on expanding. We'll just explore down here, see if we can find some folks. And let's see if I got a little bit of influence. I got 100 now. Let's see if we can do anything with that. There's Shangle over there. Let's take a look at Shangle. What's Shangle look like? Am I saying that right? Probably not. There they are. So again, we don't know where their town is, so we can't see anything of them. Okay, granary has been built in Rome. Cool. We have a special building there. Look at that granary. Fancy. Cool. We have an opportunity to train a new settler unit. We can make new towns. Yeah, we do want to do that. We're going to build this galley so we can explore some things. I do also want to see a settler. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Because towns are a little different. Where we've got like sort of our capital city of Rome. And each town is basically going to have a... each town's going to have like a focus. Whether it be mining or science or farming. And they're going to be sort of satellite towns that will feed their resources into the capital, if we choose. Eventually they will grow and become more than just a village, if we want. But let's hop on the water. Found ourselves a fancy canoe. Look, we got a doggy too. In our boat. I realize I'm moving kind of fast. I just want to show off as much as I can here. I have a time limit here on what I'm allowed to show. And I want to show as much as I can. What did we hunt? We hunted something? I missed that challenge.
All are made of clay.
Okay, let's grow that town. Let's see. So we can go expand. Maybe we work our way over here and get these dyes. Like, there's lots of fishies over here. Plus we got those keys we can get. Let's go like there. Expand that way and maybe get one there next time and get a whole bunch of water. And look, we got like a reef over here. And look at the fishies. I don't remember my capital looking like that before. That looks different. I wonder if it has to do with my leader. Unless they may have just changed the art style since I last played this. With Rome, anyway. So let's go ahead and get... I don't think we have any animals we need to get. That'll give us, though, a saw pit. So you can see where that... So that gives us a saw pit. There's going to be other opportunities later on that will give us saw pits as well. So maybe with bonuses like camps, woodcutters, and pastures. Maybe it's good. There's not really any animals around, but we'll have use for that. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go in the water just because it's kind of cool. 3 dogs become 1. So now that we met these guys, can we have a chat with them? There we go. So now there's our point. So once we get some influence, which I guess we're only 20 away from we can befriend them. There we go. Also insight and independent power to raid another civilization, so we can basically use these guys. So we can be friends with them, and if we're friends long enough, they will eventually join us if we want them to. Or we can like use them we can ask them to give us units, and so they'll just sort of give us units along the way. We can also tell them, hey, go kill these guys, like we saw there. When I was playing this before as Rome, I had a couple allies, and I was basically just farming units off of them. I was growing a lot of influence. I was spending my influence to just have them give me units, and so a lot of my army was just coming from the independents in that playthrough. Also, the world is small. There's not a lot to it, and I don't know that all of us are crammed in here just yet. Let's see how that works.
Do nothing which is of no use.
We can change our policy if we want. Settler is ready. Okay. Scout more movement. Yeah. Forget that one. Give me scout more movement. So we can see some things. What's that? A ruin. Go get that ruin. Hey there, warrior. I do want to show off some fighting, but let's see if we can. Let's look at this first. Hello, friends. So we just spend our points there, and we just befriend them. And slowly, we try to make them our buddies. And so once we get to, this independent power will convert to a city-state soon with you as its suzerain, and they will give us things. And then once we become the suzerain, then we can like say, hey, give me this stuff. Go fight these guys, whatever. What was that? A narrative choice? Attendants cheer as the veil falls away from the enormous portrait. This is a brilliant likeness of you. An august advisor exults. A celebration of your generosity in the leading style. The smile seems more of an uncanny leer, but no one else seems unsettled by it. Seems more of an uncanny leer. We can hang it in the palace for 25 culture. We can destroy the insult for some money. Pay to have it redone. Yeah, I don't care. I'll take his jeers or whatever, leers, whatever he's got. Hang him up. Let's do tactics, which give us the terracotta army and drills. And we do have a legatus here. Excellent. So legatus, he has 4 spots that units can go into, and he has different actions that he can do. So he can move. He can promote. Eventually, we can grow him into different... He has his own trees. Remember those trees? We got more trees. Mash and Assault, Logistics, and these are all going to be buffs for the units under his command. So lane units, for instance, get +2 combat strength when they're in his radius. We've got units can move after unpacking, so you got to kind of pack them up into a doom stack. Doom stack's a word probably they don't want me saying, but it's not a doom stack. You can pack them up into a group, run across the map, and then unpack them to basically speed your movement along. So he's going to go charging over here. And we can kind of pack everyone into one spot. There's our simple army thing. We don't have any more units, so we can't really assemble any armies, but when we can, we will. I'm debating on... I'm actually going to cancel that. The wonders look real cool. It's 46 turns, though. Let's just make a warrior real quick so we can, like, throw him into there. Legatus is the commander. He's our own special guy. And then, hey, there's a settler. Well, you know what? I'm going to go build right over here. Oh, yeah, I'm happy with that. Oh, fresh water over there, huh? Is that fresh water? That's fresh water. So I think like this seems like a better spot than that. I'm gonna go right there. Get marching. Bring your cabbages. Are those bananas? You know, you don't... they say Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built without bananas either. Okay, did we get that ruin yet? Go get that ruin. Manuscripts have been recovered from a collapsed archive, but the ravages of time have left our secrets unintelligible, so we can give a speed boost to production or sell them for some cash. Yeah, speed boost.
The caged bird watches butterflies with envy.
Okay. Animal husbandry boost. Here we go. Bananas and all. I would like... Hey, there's that irrigation I said I didn't have to get. My cultural advisor wants me to build masonry. My science guy wants me to build writing. Yeah, writing's probably the one to go with. Masonry will maybe allow us to see some things on our map, though, and that's what I'm looking for here. You know, they got like a little bit of army there. Look at that. All right. Let's go head over this way. You guys, I'm gonna have them sit for a minute. So we can build, we can fortify, we can skip a turn, and also there's this ability that we can do once we get units is a coordinated attack. So we can basically everyone in this radius here. We have a radius, this adjacent hex next to us, and as long as they're in that hex, we can basically tell them to all attack at the same time, and they get a boost +2 combat strength for that attack. We can have the range units all fire. So you can have what you can do is have your melee up front as you unpack, your range in the back. This guy can only carry 4 right now, but 2 in the back, 2 in the front. And then you can click that button and it'll send both archers in at the same time, plus they get a bonus for it. We can go burn some things as well. Or do a defensive perimeter to build like a wall, fortifications. And I'm not entirely sure how well they will work. I used them quite a bit when I played before. And they work. It's neat. It's different. So I had my city, and Augustus came stomping by, and he had a commander, and then it's kind of cool to see him deploy. This one dude on a horse comes walking up, and then this army spews out from it outside my borders, and of course there was war then. But it's kind of neat to see the way they move around and the way the AI uses them. Let's go sail over here and see what we can find. I'm going to have this guy just sort of sit here for a minute because I should have a slinger coming, or a warrior coming pretty soon. We'll put him in there. Hey, a town. Let's build a city. Okay, first town. Like a city, this food from this settlement allows you to expand to nearby tiles. They can be both, unlike units. Units and towns can only be purchased with gold. So we can spend gold to turn this town into a city, which we'll see here in a second. So this is just a growing town right now. It's got to kind of slowly grow. Can't produce anything. Its production gets turned into gold, and I can convert this to a city to make more stuff. So right now I can't really do anything with this because it's not a city. All of its stuff, all that production's going into gold right now. And then later on, we will have the ability. There's a convert to city button. Later on, we'll have the ability to turn this into. Is that the only option I have? Yeah. To give it a focus. We could have it a science town or whatever, and choose what we want it to be. I'm on my way over here to these. Do I want the mine? I kind of want these horses. Let's do like this. We're gonna work our way over to this river here, and then we get all those. So whenever we grow, we can grab that other stuff. We have met Augustus. Okay, Augustus of the Khmer.
Ego Octavianus Augustus Caesar, humilis primus civis, et princeps orbis terrarum.
So, now we get a choice. This is where influence comes in. We got 70 influence. We can use it to have a friendly greeting. It's going to cost me 20 influence, but we're buddies. Well, plus 20 relationship. We can say, whatever, we just ignore the guy for 0, or we can spend 20 also for a negative relationship. We should decide how we want to talk to this guy. I mean, we'll be buddies. Yeah, it's fine. So, and again, all that also is done through influence. All our abilities we have are done through influence. Research, collaboration, sending aid, hindering his research of the sanctions we can do against him. We can do open borders with the guy with what we have right now. Was there anything else we can do here? Oh, we can see who he is, how he feels about us, he's an oligarchy, and there's his stats. I'm gonna stay here for just a second. Ooh, look at my road that came in. Oh yeah, how Roman of us. Let's grow a city. Let's go expand like right. Gives me a fishing boat. Yeah, there it is. Fishing boat. Cool. And then we have a warrior here next turn. So once the warrior comes in, I'm gonna put him into this unit so we can see that. It's celebration day. Well, all right. I would like some production. I want to see if we can get some things made here. And then I'm gonna get rid of my. Oh, I got 2 now. I'll take production and we'll take some culture. We met someone. I'm happy with that now. Scout's map provides a new perspective on shared borders with neighboring lands. This is another one of these narrative choices. It's clear that some of the situated as ideal allies, while others seem destined to end up in conflict. Do we open the borders to migrants? Or prepare for war for our free commander promotion? I want to show that off, so we're going to hit that button so we can see it. So we have been promoted. Let's promote this guy. Oh. Yeah. You go over there. There it is. Okay, so now we get to choose what type of leader we want him to be. Basically, we've got like he can just sort of sit in a town plus 5% to all yields in a settlement. So he can just sort of camp out and be not like a governor, but kind of like a governor in town. He gets more movement. He's going to be like a scouty kind of guy. He helps with production of land units when stationed on a district. So he's going to sit on a district, on like a barracks or whatever, and help give me money and production. That one gives me +1 gold for each unit in the commander. There's the attack guy. Units can move after unpacking, which is a big deal because you run to a town, you unpack, that's the end of your turn. You know, another turn before you can actually move and attack. And we just attack things. We'll do like... that's pretty neat. I'll take +1 gold for each person in that unit. Is that guy done yet? Next turn. There you go. Yeah, just go there. Okay. My warriors are here. We're going to go ahead and move them into here. And then we can say, I want you to add to army, but they got no moves remaining. So don't do anything just yet. Yeah, don't move. I just want you to cancel that. Just stay right there. We'll pack them up next turn. Let's build a... What do we want to see most? I want to see the building, but I'm not going to have time for that. I've got a limited amount of time here that I'm allowed to show this. So let's do a... let's just throw in a saw pit. There we go. Look at that Roman town. Oh, well, hello. Oh, excellent. We get to see some fighting. Perfect. Thank you, game. Okay, so now... I'd like you guys to join up. Okay. There they are. So now we got an army now. We can't fight with them as an army because they are one unit. We have to unpack them to attack. Ideally, I wouldn't do this because I want to attack these guys, but I wanted to show it off. And so we can walk around as a unit now. So if there was four of us, we get the commander and the other infantry walking around as a unit. And then we want to unpack them. We can unpack them and we can place these guys where we want them. We'll put them like there. So we can unpack our army that way. And so the next turn we can attack. Right now, because I didn't choose the one that allows us to move after unpacking, I can't. But next turn we'll attack those guys. This town is establishing itself. Okay, cool. Give me some gold. Oh, yeah, we'll grow this town. Let's go grab some... Give some a pasture. Yeah. So rather than like having... There's no workers, by the way. If you haven't catch that yet. There's no workers. It's all done like that. Once the town grows, we select where we grow to. Their relationship is hostile. So now with this leader, what we can do is we can say I could just click this guy and attack like we know, like you would normally do, and you can see what's going to happen to us. Pretty equal. But we can choose our commander and we can say coordinated attack. We can also fortify ourselves in, but let's just coordinate attack, and we say all melee units attack. And we did better than them because we lost 22. They lost 30 because of the bonus attack we got from that. And now they're kind of locked in place there. Oh, there's more Romans. Okay. Yeah, hop on that. Oh, you can't go in that water? You can go wherever you want. Let's do it again. Got him. Okay. And we win. We get experience every time we fight. And eventually we can level ourselves up. These guys, we can... What's that one? We can heal, rest until heal. We can sleep. And we can pack them back up. We got 1 hit point. Nice. Excellent. That seems like a pretty good high note to end the video on, if you ask me. Ah! Well, I should have ended the video. That was a high note, and now it's a bad note. Oh, man. Where'd you come from? Anyway, that's a high note to end the video on. Let me see if I can I buy anything real quick? Let's buy I got money. We can buy a brickyard. Let's put some bricks in. Bricks need to be production, and production on clay pits, mines, and quarries. Built up on all ages can be purchased in town. Yeah, we went over there too, couldn't we? We'll throw it in like over here, just so we can see it. There we go. Now my Roman town is becoming more Roman. Do I have enough for another one? Oh, I'm out of money now. Anyway, I gotta wrap this up. So, there is Sid Meier's Civilization VII. We'll do a full playthrough. We'll see some more things about this. I just wanted to give you a quick showing of what I'm allowed to show of Civ 7. And I will have more videos soon. And we'll work our way through a game and we'll see what we can do with Civ 7. Anyway, thank you for watching. And I hope you have a good one.